Hello, world. This is Paisley. I just want to welcome you to my new podcast. It's called The World Through My Eyes. I will go into that about that title in just a bit, but I do want to start this first season one, episode one off with just an introduction to me. I want you guys to get to know me, get a feel for my personality, and everything before I start making episodes on various topics and how I see them and how I interpret them and how I feel about them. Because what I've come to find out is that I don't see things the way that people see things. I don't interpret things the way people interpret them. I don't react to things the way that other people react to things. I just have my own view on everything. And so I thought it would be a good idea to create a podcast and try to find, I guess you can say, my type of people that feel, that see things the way that I see things, feel the way that I feel about certain topics. And I'm not looking for agreeable people or anything of that nature. I'm just really getting my point of view out there and putting my spin on it and breaking it down on how I view it and my take on it. That's about it. So, just a little introductory. Like I said, my name is Paisley, and this is my first podcast. Something that I've been wanting to do for years now. I just really don't have the moxie, or I didn't have the moxie. I probably still don't. Who knows, to do this because the world is so judgmental, and I'm really not big on being judgmental. I'm very non judgmental. I like to accept things how they are, accept people how they are, how they come. Just be honest and real with me. And I just appreciate that. Just be whoever you are. I take the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Just acceptance. And I think that this world needs a whole lot more acceptance and stop expecting people to live up to this unreachable, unmaintainable persona. That's not real. And I just love good old fashioned, down to earth, breath of fresh air, realness when it comes to topics, things, places, people, and everything. All type of experiences. I just love for everything to be genuine. So, of course, I'm African American. I say of course because I feel like you can probably tell my voice, the way I talk. You can probably already decipher that I am African American. I was born in the 80s, 85 to be exact, that last decade that produced some phenomenal people. After that, it kind of went downhill. But now I ain't gonna get too much into it because I do have kids in this new generation, and they're fantastic because they're being raised by me, of course. um, I was born and raised in Yazoo City, Mississippi. Yeah, yeah, that dirty South, the zoo, as I call it. I can't say I was fully raised there because we did move from Yazoo to Detroit, Michigan when I was about 7.5, going on 8. After my mom had my little sister, we moved to Detroit, Michigan with my dad and pretty much stayed there. We did not go back to visit that much. I did go back during middle school and stayed with my mamia for about a year and everything. And then I came back home and then I did go back again when I after I graduated high school. Um but I got pregnant with my oldest daughter. So I came back home because I needed my mom, even though me and my mom wasn't like the coolest. We never really saw eye to eye. I think it had a lot to do with the age difference. She was only 15 years older than me. So I kind of grew up with her, and it was more of a sibling vibe than a mother daughter relationship. But it was all right because before she left this earth, we did create this unique mother daughter bond that I cherish to this day. And I'm so glad we were able to get to that point before she left this earth, even though she left so young. And I really did not feel like that was her story. I felt like she had so much more to her story, and I wanted her to see so much more, and she didn't get that opportunity, unfortunately. But like I said, we did make it to a very peaceful, good space before she did leave this earth. My dad was 18 when I was born, so he is 3 years older than my mom. He is currently incarcerated in Arizona. I think he's at. Um, yeah, we'll get off into that. That can be another episode for another day. Let's see, where do I want to go? When we moved to Detroit, it was just me, my little sister, and then about a year later, my mom got pregnant with my little brother, and it was the three of us basically in Detroit. My mom was more like a stay-at-home mom, but she really didn't have a option because we didn't know anybody. It was, kind of hard. I can understand. How she may have felt being young, for one, having three kids, moving away so far away from her family and everything that she knew to a big city where things are much faster. And she was a country girl. And then having to basically raise us on our own with the help of my dad's mom. She was like the best ever because she stood in when my dad sat down. So I truly appreciate her for that, and she always had my mom back, and she helped us and made it more bearable. Because I feel like without her, we would have been, whew, well, we would have been struggling for real. But she made it to whereas everything was, decent. Everything was tolerable, and I didn't grow up with all this hard heart and evil ways and angry at the world because I had this old messed up childhood. She made it to where I still was able to be a kid. I didn't have to step up to the plate. I was able to live my life accordingly to my age. I didn't have to grow up fast, basically. We did reside on the east side of Detroit, East Jeff, period. um, I graduated from Southeastern High School. Of course, I was a little smart kid, even though I didn't go to school. I skipped school a lot. I went to school like on Mondays and Fridays. That was my thing. I'd show up for Monday to know what the topic that we were learning, what chapter we was in, what the homework would be, and then I would skip Tuesday through Thursday, and then I show up on Friday to take any tests and exams. And of course, I would pass them because I was a little smart person. I wasn't a nerd. I wasn't a geek. I just was smart. Um, and so I always turned in all my homework in and took my test on Friday. So even though my attendance was the worst, literally the worst, I still passed with an overall 3.8 GPA. And I was in a rewarding youth achievement program. Um, because of that, I stayed on the honor roll, principal list, and all of that good stuff. But I hated high school. I hated high school so much because I hate people. No, let me stop. I don't like people though. I'm not a people person, but I am a people person. Just in moderation, I'll say. So high school was like the worst for me because I never really felt like I fit in. I was from the country. I was a country girl. I was very, simple and modest and humble and everything. And everybody was like so extravagant. Like they wanted to be everything that they really wasn't, but they wanted to be that person. And I just really didn't fit into that mold. So it was like I was always an outsider. So I never really cared too much for high school. I was on to other things. At that time, I was just really interested in men. And I said that right, men, not boys. And so I stayed bitch in school to be grown. Anyways, when I graduated high school, I actually got married that fall of 2003, October 19th to be exact, 2003. Still a baby. I was only 18 years old. I got married to the guy I was with for like 5 years before that. And we were married for all of 5 months. Yeah. Fantastic, right? So after I separated from him and I was definitely going for divorce because that marriage was definitely not ideal at all. So my grandma was like, "Hey, you going back down south with your mamia and figure some things out because you didn't graduate high school and you've already about to go through a divorce. Like, what's next? Pregnancy? Bingo. I met my oldest daughter father right before I moved to Mississippi. I moved back to Mississippi. And I moved to Mississippi. I got a job the same day I made it there. Crazy, right? Literally, I stopped to get something to eat at Subway. My grandma, well, my Mia was telling the owner, like, my granddaughter, she just moved here and she used to work for Subway for like 2 years in Michigan. He started asking me like, what goes on this sandwich? And I'm telling him, and he like, oh, well, can you start tomorrow? I'm like, well, I guess, yeah. So I had a job, and then not too long after that, I think I moved down there in May. June, my oldest daughter father followed me down there. And if you been to the South, with that heat, especially coming from like up north from Detroit, Michigan, from a big city, and you go down to the country, you will quickly realize that there is nothing to do there but make babies and sleep and try to escape the heat. Right. So that's what I did. I tried to escape the heat. I stayed in the house. And we made a baby. Found out I was pregnant. I wanted my mom. I wanted to be around my mom. And so I moved back home to Michigan and I had my daughter in April. I gave her my name because I've always wanted my name to be spelled with a Z. So, well, originally she was going to be named Chloe. And right before I had her, I remembered that I wanted my name to always be spelled with a Z. I'm like, this is the perfect time. I can give someone the name, my name, but spelled with a Z how I wanted it to be spelled. So that's what I did. Her name is also Paisley, but without the S, it's with a Z and without the Y. Um, let's see. I had a total of 5 kids, 3 baby dads. We can get into that. That can be a topic. I don't see why it would be, but hey, if you guys say y'all want a topic want me to discuss that, I can. But yes, I have a total of 3 baby dads. My first daughter, she has her own dad. My middle two, they have the same dad, and my youngest two, they have the same dad. I have 3 boys, 2 girls, and right after I had my youngest child, I moved to Ohio. And that was in 2017 when she was just a couple of months. I moved here to escape basically. And I have no family here, no friends here, nobody here. But I'm also an introvert. So if it's kind of perfect with me, I'm going to take that kind of out. If it's perfectly with me that I don't have, that there's no one here because I don't have to worry about people like popping up on me and stuff and wanting to do stuff because I don't never want to do stuff. I am an extreme introvert. Like the textbook definition of it. That's me. Um, I am a single woman, and that is preferably, we can definitely get into that topic. Matter of fact, I am. That is probably going to be my third episode. But I am a single woman. I am not a single mom. My children have their dads in their life, whether it's just for mentally or like it may not be financially, but everything else they're there for. If they want to call their dad and just tell them how they day went, their dad will listen. He might be there to give advice or, a listening ear when they need to vent. He checks up, they check up on them and their dads. If I need my kids' fathers to get my dad, get my kids, which I've had in the past, sent them like, hey, you got to get them. They will get them. My middle two, they stayed with their dad for a few years, um, on several occasions. So they are definitely full on dads when they need to be. They're not 100% present because my kids' dads, none of them stay in the same state as me, at all. So they are a phone call away though. So my kids do not need a father. So I'm not a single mother. I am a single woman and I choose to be because I just don't like to deal with people on a constant level. So a little bit about my toxic traits. I know people like, yeah, you just gonna jump straight into it. Most definitely, because everybody likes to give off the great sides of them, oh, all of the perfectness in them, and they tend to leave out what are the toxic traits, what are the red flags about you. My red flags, they fly high. And one of my toxic traits is I never finish what I start. Yes, you guys. So I am very talented when it comes to creating businesses, ideas. I actually have my overall business is called PJ Hustle Multi Services, and it is a multi-service business because it does have it is an umbrella company for a lot of small business ideas um, for the projects, people that's in the project. That's what PJs, you call the project PJs. And so PJs hustles are different ideas for people that, live in the projects. And a lot of them, a lot of us in the projects, we are mothers, and it's kind of hard. We have so many obstacles when it comes to, especially single mothers. They have so many obstacles when it comes to trying to work out here, make money, and raise the kids and be there for your kids. You have to work around their schedule, and a lot of jobs don't really care about that work-life balance, even though they say they do, but they don't. So I originally created the idea because I have so many different business ventures that women with children that, stay in low income areas, they can do to create income without having to really leave home. Or, in that type of instance, they can create small businesses and all that type of stuff. So it was just basically making awareness for small businesses that can be ran or conducted out of your home so you can be there for your children and you don't have to basically try to juggle life, work, and everything else with the kids. Um, but a lot of the ideas that I started to create and orchestrate, I will do everything. I realized that I was a behind the scenes person. I will come up with an idea. I will research everything that goes into that business. I will create a business plan for that business. I will do all of the legal steps for that business. I will get it up and running and I will start conducting this business. And I will quickly realize after starting dealing with clients and customers that I am not a people person and I do not want to deal with these people. So I kind of realized that I am a person who start things and do not finish them. But that also helps me with PJ Hustle Multi Services because I know everything that needs to go into this business. I know the inventory that needs to be bought. I know the steps that need to be taken, all of the legal matters, the paperwork. I have filled them out hundreds of times. And I can walk you through how to do this business or conduct this business if this is something that you want to do. So I have the PJS CSR Solutions where I work with a Rise platform, helping people find jobs, work from home, customer service, representative jobs. I have the 360 photo booth. Yeah, that one I ended it. I love being invited to people parties and conducting a photo booth, but you have to deal with so many different personalities, and that is a overload for me. And plus, that booth was very heavy. It was like 100 pounds, and it's really hard getting it out the car, in the car, moving it around at events. And then the market became so saturated to where everybody was buying a photo booth and they were charging these very low prices, and it was very hard to make decent money especially given what all goes into it. That was very hard and for me to do solo, and I like to do my business ventures solo. I like to only depend on myself, which is also a red flag and a toxic trait. But yes, that was an issue for me, but that is something that someone else who is, a people person who loves to go to parties and deal with people and get into that type of business, they will actually flourish with that. It just wasn't for me, but I know all the steps and I know everything that's needed for it, and I can help someone else get that business off the ground. Um, let's see here. I ran an in-home candy house and let my children run it. We had the register, we had everything, every treat that you could think about, and especially that's good in the projects because projects is full of kids. And if a kid don't have to walk all the way to the store or wait for their parents to take them to the store and they want chips, snacks, drinks, especially in the summertime, candy, and they can go to this house and they can get whatever chips whatever pop, whatever candy that they want, and you know what I'm saying? That was a very profitable business, very lucrative. The only reason I put a pause on that, it's a lot of reasons I put a pause on that. Well, no, it's just about 2 or 3 reasons that I put a pause on it. But I do want to start back up. I'm just trying to think of a different approach to it because children don't understand time. When there's a 6-year-old knocking at my door at 3 o'clock in the morning and not ringing, but laying on my doorbell, and my doorbell is extremely loud. Um, and it rings downstairs and it also rings upstairs. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Baby, we have to shut this down. Cause one thing I do not play with is my sleep. I do not like to be woken up out of my sleep because a kid want a 25-cent sucker at 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you woke, sir? Who let you out the house? Do your mom know that you are out the house at 3 o'clock in the morning? Yes. So I did shut that down. I do want to take it back, pick it back up, especially for my kids. It kept money in my kids' pocket. But then I did also, one of my children became extremely overweight because he couldn't stay out of the snacks. No matter how much I fuss, I got cameras all around my house and I'm like, I'm watching you guys. That did not matter. So for my son's health and for my own mental stabilities with being woken up in the middle of the night. Because if you wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up till 6, knowing my alarm clock is gonna go off at 6:30. I cannot go to sleep until like 5 minutes before my alarm clock go off, and then you done messed up my whole day. So that was like after about a couple of weeks of that, it was a no go. And I kept trying to snatch my doorbell off the wall, but I could not. I put that thing on there. I could not get that doorbell off. Um, then I also had the in-home childcare. That was a big issue. I love that job. Let me say that first and foremost. I did childcare on and off inside my home for I say a total of 10 years altogether, but it wasn't consecutively. Um the biggest issue was the parents. I love children. Oh my goodness. It was the parents. It was so many parents that did not want to pay for childcare. They just wanted to drop their children off every week, and not pay. And that became a financial drain on me. And I'm not a mean person. I am a cutoff person. I tell you, you know you gotta pay this balance. You don't pay the balance. Okay, well your child can come, and then they tell me, about how much they struggling. Then I felt bad. I'm an empath. It just went downhill, like, and then I don't like to work with other people because I need my money for me. If I gotta split the money with other people, that's not very profitable to me. The kids I have fun with, I loved, I enjoy, but it was a drain dealing with the parents, and I wanted to create a different approach to that one as well. I would have to get strict on the rules as far as payments up front for services. No, you pay at the end of the week. You will have to pay ahead of time, and the pickup times are the pickup times, and your child can't stay the night. I'm not keep. There's no reason why I should have your child for a whole week. It was so much. Like you have no idea, and I'm a real big empath. And I really feel for single mothers that's working hard and actually trying to get out there and make things better for their kids and themselves. And it was really hard for me to really like lay down those rules when it came to payment because I was so understanding and because I love kids. It kind of blurred my profit vision. So But I do know everything that is entailed and everything that is needed and the approaches and the legal steps and the funding and all of that. I can help someone else with that. I just cannot run that business. And I definitely don't want to run it in Toledo for different reasons. We can get off into that another day, another episode. But that is something that would strictly be um for Detroit. Um I like the parents in Detroit a whole lot better than the parenting that goes on in Toledo. And I'm not to bash any particular person or anything like that. It's just what I've seen since I've been here and since 2017. But things like that. Those are what is under the umbrella of PJ Hustle Multi Services. But I am one of those people that I have so much vision when it comes to creating a business. I will throw myself head first. I will empty my pockets to get everything that's needed. And when a business is up and launched and I start dealing with those customers, baby, that is the end of that scenario. Okay. I'm I don't know. I cannot deal with y'all. I can't deal with people like this, y'all. No. Mm-mm. But my second red flag or toxic trait, I would say, will be I lack commitment. If that doesn't go hand in hand with the first red flag, I don't know what does. But yes, I lack commitment only because I would be so in love and so interested. Sorry about that. So interested in a certain topic, a certain thing, a certain person, and I will want to learn everything there is to know about that thing or that person. And then after I've learned everything or I'm done, I don't even have to be done. Once I got my feel on it, then I move on to something else. I'm really not big on staying in one place at one time. I do like different environments, different surroundings, different everything. So, and that's not just with businesses, that's with relationships, everything besides my kids and my friends. Like my two best friends and my children, those are the only really constant figures in my life. Everything else I would change like I change underwear. And it doesn't have to do anything with the particular person. They don't have to rub me a certain way. It's not something that they did or anything. It's just after I get so much and I reach my level, I'm at a full capacity of them or it, then I just move on. And it's real big when it comes to jobs. Like I work a job and I'll be first week in that job and I'll go to the bathroom and I'll be sitting on the toilet and I'm literally on Indeed, like, okay, what's my next venture like? Because I know myself. I know that eventually I will get tired of that job and I will be ready for something different, ready for a new role, ready for a new title, ready for a new workload, basically. I want to do something different. I've done all types of things. I kind of found my niche when it came to finances. I do accounting, bookkeeping, tax preparation. Right now, I am diving into tax laws and I am studying to become an enrolled agent so I can become a CPA. But I also want to be real big into business management and the bookkeeping and accounting and part of the business. So that's my current peak of interest right now. And I hope it doesn't change because like I said, I'm really into it, but I be really into a lot of things and then um out of nowhere that just changes. So let's see. My next toxic trait is I have a disregard for the new way of things, especially when it comes to technology, social media. I despise social media so much. Ooh, I wish that we can go back to a time before social media when everybody wasn't in everybody business and when everybody wasn't trying to be exactly like everyone else. Um, it's ridiculous how much people have lost their own identity. They're caught into the trend of trying to be like everyone else, try to have everything everyone else have, try to go everywhere that everyone else goes, try to be everything that someone else is being, and no one is their individual self nowadays. It's at a level of ridiculousness. And I just really despise social media, and I really blame social media on that. That is actually what I wanted my second top episode to be about, because that ruffles feathers when I get to bringing out that conversation about social media and how it has ruined this generation of um, adults, the new adults in the world, and how things are so fake now. But not only technology and social media and the way of the world, it's also the style, the music trends, everything is. I just have a total disregard for all of the new things. I love the old school music. I love the 80s jams, 90s, early 2000s, a little bit here and there. I love stuff that music that like you can feel in your soul. I don't really care for this yelling and screaming and cussing and fussing and all of this crap that they is putting out nowadays. Not even real words, just making sounds on the mic, and everything is about sex and money and violence, and it's just ridiculous. You can't feel it. You can't groove to it. You can't lay down and cry to it. You can't have a moment to it. It's just all aggressive, hardcore, ride in your face type of style, and that throws me, to be honest. So I have a total disregard for the new ways of things, a lot of things. Let's see here. My fourth red flag, toxic trait, whatever you want to call it. I am addicted to jerks. I love uh inconsiderate a-hole. I love egotistical, a nonchalant, a man that can debate, um, that's confident, a little conceited, a little cocky, blunt, irritating, dry humor, dark humor. I love all of that ashiness. No, I'm so addicted to it. I do like a pushover man, but I don't like a pushover man to whereas I can see my future with him. I like a pushover man for any other reason that a female likes a pushover man, because he's a pushover. Um, but I like a man's man, like a real deep man's man, one that I can debate with, I can go back and forth with, that's not gonna get defensive, get into his feelings and feel some type of way and start just saying anything just to try to hurt you. For one, you cannot hurt me. You don't have enough oomph in you to hurt me. I'm in total control of my emotions, and yeah, you can't hurt me just by telling me something that I already knew about myself. It's definitely not gonna hurt me. Um, and guys tend to do that. They get defensive, they get hurt, they try to hurt back, and it's okay, little baby. Like, but that I like a man that got some tough skin. I got real thick skin, and I can go back and forth. I can debate with you. We don't have to argue. We ain't gotta yell and scream. We can debate. We can agree to disagree. We can disagree to disagree. We however you want it. I love the banter, the back and forth. I love the arrogance of a conceited man, a cocky man. I love the ignorant mouth of a cocky man. He just say whatever, and it's just, boy, whatever. You ain't got it like that type feeling. I just love that whole vibe of a relationship. Um, and I know some people just be shaking their heads like, how can you deal with it? Because that's how I am. I'm the female version of that. And I really love my personality. I really dig. I think I'm a pretty cool chick. No. But I really love my personality. And when there's a male version of it, I feel like we just go so well together, because he know that he can get up under my skin, and he knows that he can disagree with me and I'm not gonna feel um, or shut down or feel some type of way. I'm not going to get defensive. We can have a whole discussion and talk about it, and we can disagree about it, and we can go ahead and cuddle and end the night. It's not a whole bunch of hard feelings type of thing. And I love a man that's confident about himself, that insecurities and all of that stuff. I can't deal with that. Like the slightest show of insecurity. just throws me because I'm not insecure. Maybe I can walk into a room and you surrounded by 10 females and one of them is sitting pretty freaking close. I'm not gonna feel insecure like, oh my God, what is going on here, babe? Scoot over, sweetheart. Let me sit right here. And we can continue to chill. We can continue the conversation. I don't care where the conversation was at. I'm not insecure about anything that I do. I am 100% sure that I'm gonna rock this shit and I'm doing me. And if the guy decides to go with someone else, then by all means, that was best for him because I have a lack of commitment and I was gonna leave eventually anyway. So no, let me stop. But I don't have those type of feelings, which is another reason why I created this podcast because I have a different view on a lot of things. I don't see things the way that other people see things. I don't take things the way that other people take things. I am very nonchalant. I am very preventative. I prevent all of those toxic altercations and all that. I don't care for the loud, ignorant arguing, fighting, that show of toughness. You gotta show that you that person and you the big dog and all that type of stuff and you running stuff and you that girl or you that guy. I'm not big on all that. I'm just very low key, laid back, nonchalant. I really don't care about a lot of things. And I know these are things that people usually say about themselves, and it tends not to be true when it comes down to the nitty gritty of it. But for me, it actually is. And I would like for you guys to see that as well. Eventually, you will see it. And I'm not just saying a bunch of stuff that sounds good or sounds interesting. It's actually my personality, the way that people describe themselves a lot of times when they first meet you, the lies that they tell to hook you in, that's actually how I am. And a lot of people do not understand it or don't believe that until, weeks and months down the line when it's like, oh, wow, this girl, what is wrong with you? Like, I get that a lot. Like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, why you don't, that's not normal. That's not, actually, I got into a situation with my best friend, son's father yesterday, and he said the same thing. Like, that's not normal behavior. Do you need to look into that? And I've actually been through therapy and everything. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't have any trauma in my background. Like I said, my grandma saved us from being in like a really struggling situation because she stood up when my dad chose to sit down. Um, and so I don't have all of those issues. I don't come from this messed up childhood. It wasn't the best about by far, but I don't really feel like I have the trauma. Um, there's nothing really wrong with me. I just see things differently. I just react to things differently. I interpret things differently, and I'm very accepting to people for exactly who they are. As long as that's who you are, I can accept it 100%. I would never try to change anyone. I want you to be as 100% genuine as you can be when it comes to being around me. Just be yourself, and we will get along just fine. It's the moment where people try to be something that they're not. They try to, oh yeah, that's nothing. That's small to me. Woo woo whoop, and then they're literally freaking out in their mind trying to figure out. All of that is unnecessary, baby. If that costs too much, say it costs too much. Because I'm gonna say it costs too much for me. You gonna get that for me? Hell no. You see how much that costs, boy? Bye. You know, I'm not gonna be, oh yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. I got that. I don't care if I got that 30 times over. No. If I feel like it's too much, it's too much. I'm not gonna flaunt and act like, oh, I got this, because I don't. You know, I don't. Even if I do, I don't. Mhm. But yes, that is I do like I am addicted to a-hole men, arrogant, ignorant, cocky man. I am. I'm obsessed with it. I do love genuine people. I do feel like I have a bomb personality, not for the other reasons that other people may say they have a bomb personality, but just because I am really a genuine, laid back, authentic person, and I am very accepting. I am an empath, but I'm also real. I'm preventative. I don't like arguing and yelling and screaming. We can debate for hours, for days, for years, but I will never have any hard feelings. We can disagree. I never fell out with my best friends. I don't always agree with everything they do, but I'll voice that and I'll leave it alone. We don't have to agree on it. Long as they continue to be themselves, I am 100% happy with them. And let's see, my last I don't really think it's a toxic trait or a red flag, but y'all, I am a gay Bob. I am a gay Bob. Nah. But there is something about the female body that I am so in love with. I am worse than men when it comes to a good body, a good flow, a small waist. It don't even have to actually be a small waist, but it has to be the curvature of the body. Like the curves of it, the backside, the breast to butt ratio, the width of the shoulders. It's something about female body that I am just so in love with. If you see my best friends, they are a true testament to I am a gay Bob because that their shape is not the reason why they became my best friend, but sub- mm, subconsciously um, their body may be the reason that they became my best friends. It's something about it for me. Um, those are my lesbian crushes, my two best friends. Um, they my lovers, my secret lovers. No, but yeah, I'm a gay vibe. So I definitely check out women bodies with my man. I know some people do not see eye to eye with that. Like I said, the world through my eyes, right, you guys? But I am that female and I'm not the jealous female like what you looking at her for, baby. I'm looking too. Me and my ex, we used to give each other that look like, hey, you see that? Yeah, I saw that. That look good, don't it? That look real good. I am a total gay Bob. And I don't see anything wrong with guys looking. We have eyes. I'm a look, they can look. I'm a look. If I see a fine specimen of a man, I'm going to look, stare, and I don't expect my man to be insecure or to feel some type of way like my ex did. He was not a good match, but I wasn't really in it um, for love, of course, because I had kids by him. I was not in love with none of my kids' father. That's another topic for another day. That's a whole nother episode. But yes, I see things differently. Okay, the world through my eyes. Y'all have to follow me here. Follow where I'm going, but I would definitely get off into that topic as well. But those are the off top the toxic traits or red flags that I do have. Just wanted to put that out there. I'm not all bubbly and perfect and everything, and I don't ever try to come off as bubbly, perfect, and all of that good stuff. I do have my flaws. Very inconsistent. I'm an extreme introvert, but I have lot of good traits to me, and I do see things differently. And I'm creating my website now and everything. And one of the portions on my website will have a poll where people can actually go. You can go to my website and select what you would like for the next topic to be, and I'll put that into rotation because I can literally go on and on about any topic. Um, I am one of those people. I am self-taught on 99% of the things that I've learned in my life. I love to teach myself. I love knowledge. I love reading. Oh my God. I was reading from an early age and I used to read. I used to stay in a book. But I think that's a trait of an introvert anyway. But I am one of those people that would be up to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning researching and teaching myself everything there is I need to know, whether it's a business venture, whether it's just a topic that I came across and I want to know more about it. And somebody mentioned something and I was like, what is that? And then I get to reading about it and then, oh, it's interesting. Then I just go down a rabbit hole for days on days and I find videos, I find movies, anything that talks about that topic until I get my feel on it. And then I move on to another topic. And so I have so much to say about so many different topics. I'm not big on politics. I don't want to have endless conversations about Trump and what's his name, whoever that is, the guy that they say is autistic, that is in the office, the Tesla guy, I think Musk. I don't want to have endless conversations, but I do, you know, have those conversations. I will be able to hold a conversation about it, but I don't have really big opinions about it, mainly because I wasn't raised in a home where politics was even talked about or anything. The religion that I was raised under, politics was not we're not. we don't vote and things like that. And it just don't trickle down to me, and don't affect me. And I know people will, how does that not affect you? Aren't you in this economy? Please do not preach to me. It doesn't affect me. I'm sorry. All of the big things that everyone crashed out about in the past, I have not seen anything that affected me or went through anything where I was like, darn it, that's because President Eisenhower did this. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't, but I can hold a conversation on it because I am in this world and people do talk about it. And plus, like I said earlier, I am in finances. So with the clients that I do have, um, they do, hey, they are very big on the economy and what's going on and the president elect and all of that good stuff. And we'll have conversations about it. I don't debate with my customers my clients, if they are pro Trump, then hey, we're pro Trump. If they are against Trump, then hey, F Trump. Baby, I can't tell you nothing about Trump. Okay. In reality, I just can't. So, um, but, I can have a conversation and I can put out some debates and I can tell you how I feel and give you my opinions, but I don't want to go into a long episode. I don't want to really make an episode about politics, but everything else, then I am very much open um to make episodes about so many different topics as far as relationships, as far as this new generation, as far as us as black women not having each other back and not standing for each other and we tear each other down. And that's a topic that has been discussed so many times to where I really don't even want to get into that. I don't think there is going to be anything that will change that for the simple fact of the how long we've been pinned against each other. So whereas it's so hard for us to unite like we need to, and we will be able to literally move mountains if we do unite and come together. But because we've been pinned against each other for so long, it's kind of impossible. And so all I can do is I don't like the term, oh, I'm a girl's girl. All I can do is be myself and genuinely give myself. Like, I am a positive person. I am a happy person. I am an upbeat person, but I'm also an introvert. I'm not a people person, but I'm a people person. I am very genuine when I talk to people. I don't judge people. I accept people for how they are. I don't care what your circumstances are, where you come from, how you live, how you conduct yourself. Long as you are true to yourself and you stand in your own mess and you can hold yourself accountable and all that good stuff, then hey, I'm right there with you. Um all I can do is do my part and shine my light when I come across people, and hopefully it's reciprocated and they can also shine a light on someone else and pass it along. But I do think that us black women uniting as we should, and taking over this world, I do think that it it's sort of impossible at this point. But nothing is impossible, right? So hey, you never know. But raising kids, parenting, gentle parenting, um, generational wealth. Ooh, baby. My sight on that, my opinion on that, yeah, I'm probably gonna ruffle some feathers, just like I ruffle feathers with the social. I'm not a social pest. No, but with social media and how I think that it needs to be removed, um, taken away for good, all of it, every last one of them. And also relationships. My views on those are like the biggest thing that ruffle feathers. And I have my biggest debates on those topics. But anything, I'll set up the polls. I gotta finish the website. I am going to finish the website. I love creating websites. I think I probably created about 10,000 website in my time. I love creating websites and I start literally from scratch when I create a website and I put my all into it and then I end up letting it go. Yeah. That's toxic trait number one. But but I am going to finish this website because it's just going to be an overall. It's going to be where all my blogs are, where my podcasts are going to mainly be housed. Um, as far as PJ Hustle, multi services, all the different ventures that I have, and the help and the forms and everything will be on there. Also, my posts as far as my next topics go. And basically, it's a website um about me and what I'm trying to do and everything that I encompass. Like everything about me is basically poured into this website. So I don't know how long it's gonna take for me to get it up and running, but I did start it and I came a good ways with it. I'm just slowly trying to make it perfect, but not, you know, a little rough. So this is I'm coming in onto an hour and I didn't really want to make this podcast an hour. I wanted to go for the 30-minute marker since it was just an introductory and it wasn't gonna actually be an actual episode. Just so everyone can get to know me and get a taste for my personality and see if I'm somebody that you want to rock with and listen to and have some good debates about and agree with or disagree with or agree to disagree or disagree to agree with you, whatever. I just wanted to find like-minded people or people that, you know, are able to hold a good, healthy debate without getting in their feelings and trying to be rude and ignorant and come with the bashing and, oh, you do this and you sound like this and you're ignorant and all that type of stuff. Just keep that to yourself. I really don't care. Yes, I am ignorant. Yes, I do this and I do that. But who cares? I was trying to debate if I wanted to edit this and do all that special effects and all that type of stuff, but I think I'm gonna keep it real raw because I'm a real raw person. Literally, I have 5 kids. Don't judge me. But no, I think I'm gonna keep it raw and just because you can't edit yourself in real life. When I go up and approach someone and I start talking to them or someone starts talking to me, if I mess up and stumble over a word or um say something wrong or use slang or something like that, I can't edit that, go back and edit that and they not hear it. So I don't really like to edit myself. I just want to give everyone just a raw perception of me. Take it if you listen to this 2, 3 minutes and be like, "No, I hate her voice. I don't wanna listen to that." That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because 'Cause I'm genuinely trying to find people that are on the same wavelength as me, and if you're not, that's totally fine. I would prefer for someone to not listen and to go on about their business than to figure out a way to come in and try to go against the grain and oh, she said this and oh, she said that and how dare she, pitchforks and torches and all that type of crap. Just, you know what I'm saying? If you rock with me, if you feel me, you want to see you want to learn how I see the world and view the world through my eyes, then come along with me on this journey of my new podcast and I promise I'm not gonna let it go because I don't have to deal with people. I get to say what I want to say without being interrupted. I'm not debating with anyone at this point. When I learn how to start taking um having people on and we have a conversation and a good debate, then I'm definitely gonna add that. Um but at this point right now, I'm just putting out there my views on different topics. And as I move on and I learn the ropes of this, you know, how to work things and do my research and teach myself on, you know, the perfect way on how I want to do things. And I'm definitely going to um, evolve with this whole podcast thing. But I think I'm coming to an end to my season 1, episode 1, which I'm so happy I was able to finally do. I bought this mic 3 weeks ago, maybe even 4 weeks ago. And I just haven't really been in a mood. It is tax season. I do prepare taxes. So, and my clients, even though I stay in the hood, I do work out in the suburbs. And so my clients are like, they have a lot of interest, dividends, stocks, and OIDs, and they have mortgages and a lot of itemized deductions going on. It's not simple little W-2 returns or self-employed um, returns, or some of them are businesses, and it's a lot into it. It's not just real, just one, two, threes. So I really be done. Like when I get home, I get off of work and make sure my kids eat. I am tapped out. Sit down to a glass of wine, watch a little Sex in the City. I'm rewatching it because my 40th birthday is coming up, you guys, and I'm kind of thinking about doing a Sex in the City type theme something. I'm not a people person. Like my best friend tell you, how you gonna have a party? You only got two friends. It's okay. We only need one more person. I don't know who I am. I think I'm like a blend between Charlotte and Carrie. I used to think that I was Samantha until I started rewatching Sex and the City from the first episode. Then I'm like, well, maybe not so much as Samantha because I'm not a sexual person, which is crazy. Like I'm a freak. Let's not get there. But I'm not a sexual person. Like I'm not she Samantha be going through them, boy. Okay. But I think I'm more of a overthinker like Carrie and more of a lover girl like Charlotte wanting to I want that, but I want that with the right person. I'm real picky. Oh, that's a topic that I really want to get into because when I say that I'm single by choice, people do not believe that. But when I tell you I am single by choice, don't make me post the receipts now. I am literally single by choice. I want someone perfect. And if I don't find that perfect person, I am all right. I have been married twice. I have been divorced twice. I have 5 kids. You know what? I'm gonna say that for that episode. That's probably gonna be like my third or fourth episode. But my first one is definitely gonna probably be social media. The takedown of social media. I am coming for it, man. I'm gonna start a petition. Y'all gotta sign it too. But let's see here. I think that's all I really wanted to say. I started this today and didn't even want to say too much. Um, but I love to talk, like I said before. And let me get out of here. So that's the end of episode 1. I can't say tell me your thoughts on it because right now it's probably only going to be on my website, and I'm trying to probably get a little podcast going on Spotify because that's my favorite app. I love Spotify. All my playlists and all my podcasts that I listen to is on Spotify. So I might just join Spotify. So right now, it's not gonna be one of those things that can be commented on. Or I might add animation and do a YouTube. I don't know. Everything is up in the air, but instead of me like starting things how I usually started, like from scratch, woo, and going through the whole process before I launch and get into something. This one, I'm jumping in head first, and just doing all of the actual work for it. And then I'm gonna figure out everything as I go. I think that new approach is very interesting to me. So that is where I'm at with it. But I will keep you guys posted, and always let you know where things can be found as far as my podcast, my blogs, and I will let you know when my website is up so you guys can take part in the polls and get a little bit a better insight on me and what I am offering, which is nothing. Nah. um, but this is where we're going to end it. A little bit under an hour. Thank you guys for listening to me. For those who did laugh, it's probably like a half of a person, like half sleep right now, listening to me because I know I am probably very dry. I'm probably gonna have to speed this up. But I didn't had a shot of wine. I had a very long day. It's almost April 15th. The closer we get to April 15th, the busier I am at work. So I am very drained when I started this. And like I said, I had already had a glass of wine, not a shot, a glass of wine, and I am getting ready to go to bed. So I probably didn't put anybody who did listen to sleep, but anyone who did stuck around for the whole hour, I do appreciate you. And thank you for listening to The World Through My Eyes. And good night, or goodbye, I should say. Till next time. Bye.